Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly. If you are a lover of crafts and art, you're in the right place. So excited that you found me because it's really hard to find people in amongst all of the social media now that's out here. And if you have been hanging with me for the past year watching my weekly videos, thank you so much for coming back, and I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that you pick up some things, tips and tricks along the way. If there's anything that you want to see that maybe I haven't covered yet, please feel free in the comments down below. Leave me a note and let me know, or just let me know that you're here. Give me an emoji. It's always nice to know that I'm not just talking to myself. So if you leave me a little emoji, a thumbs up, a like, that lets me know that you saw the video and that maybe I'm doing some good in the world. Check out what I did with a cottage cheese recycle container this week. Hi, I'm Kelly Chasse. I have full online classes and tutorials every month on my website at www.kellychasseffineart.com. And I also try to add a brand new YouTube video every week, so make sure you click the subscribe button, click the little bell, and you'll never miss one. So this week, what we're going to do is recycle. You know, I am passionate about recycling. I'm passionate about being debt-free. I don't like to buy a ton of materials and art supplies and not use them. So always my goal is, if I'm going to buy it, I want to be able to use it. And I find different ways to get creative with it. And any way that I can help recycle, reuse, repurpose, I'd like to be able to do that. So we've been eating a lot of cottage cheese lately, and I thought, how can I repurpose this container and make it something that's usable and pretty? I rinsed it out, I washed it, I peeled off all the labels, I've got myself some contact paper, and I did a little bear print. So my son's going to school here in Maine, so it's the Maine black bears. So I'm going to trace that from my iPad. It keeps moving every time I push it down, so that's a little challenge, but I got it. So I got the little bear paw, and then I'm going to just go ahead and cut that out very quickly. Then once we get this all cut out, I guess the hardest part probably was all of these little triangles, and the little circles are so tiny. But so I got that cut out, and then I am going to actually just go ahead and sticker that right to the container. So what I'm hoping is this is going to leave it white so that I can have my little bear paw print once I add the alcohol ink to it. So the big piece was really easy to do. And again, those little ones are really hard. I kind of fiddled with my fingers for a while trying to peel those off there because they're so tiny. I think next time I'd probably use one of those little razor blades or something to peel it back and make it a little bit easier for myself. The other thing is you can pretty much print out anything on this and use it as a background. And I think it's actually kind of cool just cutting it out using that wood, the background of wood. So I really could leave it like that because I'm trying to go for like a more of a lodge look here. My house is all done with, or a lot of wood in it, and it's more of that lodgy feel. So I figured, actually we call it the Black Bear Lodge. And we're right here on the lake, so it's beautiful. It's such a wonderful place to be. I haven't actually seen a black bear yet, but we've got lots of birds. I've got my bird feeders out. So I'm going to continue to cut these and put them down, and then I'm going to be using some alcohol ink for this. So I've decided to use my Jacquard alcohol inks, and I think this one is the color Sangria Red, and I'm also using the Jacquard Beautiful Gold. Just pouring some of that color right on top, and I do have a plate down below because I am pouring this, but I'm trying to use what I have left in the plate just to touch up around the edges where I couldn't quite get to, including the bottom. So just take my finger and rub that on there, moving around the plate. I really didn't need to do the inside, but I did the inside too. Taking the tissue, just tapping in again some of the extra, and I wiped out the inside just so it had a little color. It wasn't bright white. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use it for yet. I have a lot of ideas, and if this works out, I think I'm going to do it on a lot of different things because I love to recycle, repurpose. Now I just have the lid. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that lid. If I decide to use it as a plant pot, I can use that as the base and maybe glue that on top of it. Or I could just use it as a lid and, put tissues inside, or I'm thinking alcohol ink, like if you, how they, I'm trying to think what it was that they used to do that with, baby wipes and stuff, and you pop a hole in the top of it, and then you could just pull out the baby wipes. But you could put alcohol in there and some tissues, use it that way. So I'm going to clean this little bit up. So here it is. This is all dry. It's been roughly 15 minutes. I'm going to spray it with some Winsor Newton gloss, only because I'm trying to peel that off afterward, and I want to be able to take the alcohol and just wipe up any little spots. And then I was trying to peel this off with my hands. It did not work, so I grabbed my little tool. This is actually my calligraphy pen. This thing comes in handy for so many things. It's amazing. And I could just dig underneath there and really get those little stickers to come up. And it did a pretty good job. I put, again, a lot of ink on there, so I did have a little bit of cleanup to do. The main piece came out pretty good, and you can actually scrape it a little bit using the tip of your calligraphy pen, but it doesn't make it perfect. It's more of a rough edge. So I went back in with my water brush pen that I have filled with alcohol and tried to touch it up using that. And that worked pretty good. Again, I have a little bit of the red that seeped down in, so it wasn't perfect. But, for craft and for recycling, this is pretty fun. I probably could take a little bit better time pushing those down. Or I could use the contact paper on top next time, or try a different color. Again, white's always hard anyway because you're trying to get it really crisp and clean. So I cleaned that up and it worked pretty good. The sealant helped so that none of the other alcohol ink came off when I used the cleanup. And here's the finished piece with the top of it on the bottom. So if I want to make it a plant pot, I could. If I wanted to put my brushes and things like that in there, I can. It's a pretty versatile little thing. Here it is with a plant. It's quite pretty. So I might make some more of these using some other recycled materials. So thanks, friends, for hanging with me today. And if you want to check out some other recycled videos, I'll put them up here in the link for you. You can click on those and take your recycling a little bit further. See you next week. Bye-bye.